what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
Good evening. When I'm not out sucking blood, I'm listening to the At Odd Show with Nate and Brian. Those two guys drive me batty. Batty, who writes this crap? Where's the writer? I want to suck his blood.
Well, this one's shaping up to be a good one.
Yeah, we're starting out
cow.
really bad. Welcome to the Ad Odd Show. I'm Brian.
I'm Nate.
That's Nate. We have a whole new control board put in through our server people.
Yeah, I mean,
I just kicked the
I
mic.
just don't understand. You
get used to something. We've been doing it since
you're
1936.
You're gonna have to plug your mic cable in. All right. Okay, don't touch it now. All right. You do something every day.
Since
You do your job.
1926 we've been
and
doing
then
it.
you show up, and the damn IT people have updated something, and I just hate it when they do that.
Of course, it would have helped if we'd have come in 4 hours earlier to the studio. And
3
done
minutes
that, but
should be enough time to prepare.
it always has been. No, really, we've used the same setup for 5
years.
6 years.
Yeah, who would have expected it to ever change?
Have an update, yeah. Hopefully, be better. Hey, do one of the things here.
Oh, yeah.
We do have that now.
Which one?
Applause.
Oh. That was a very... Oh.
All right. Yep. Yeah.
Pretty good. All right.
We don't have to push our little buttons anymore. We can.
Yeah.
That's the handheld one.
Oh, there's applause. And then there's, real applause.
Oh, thank you. Probably wondering why I ask all of you people here tonight. Will somebody please tell me, because I don't remember.
I don't have the prep sheet up.
It's June 20th, 2019. We're coming to you via the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where are we at today, Nate?
After all of that setup, I also forgot to push record on the camera.
Yeah, that was
I got
earlier
it.
on.
We're good now.
Where are we at?
We're good now. Nicaragua.
Ooh, love Nicaragua. I thought you'd say the Dominican Republic, where we're going to get poisoned and die, like all those tourists are. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, but isn't there also a restaurant in Charlotte, Michigan that's poisoning people? So I think we're fine. We can go back to Michigan. We'd be all right.
I hear in Michigan and across the Midwest, it's still raining.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We've got enough rain for a while. Forecast is another 4 or 5 days of rain. My basement is so flooded I have trout now swimming around in there, so I can stand on the steps with my fly rod.
Yeah, at least you have some food.
Got plenty of food.
So that's good.
Yeah. And it tells me the water quality must be pretty good because the trout seem to be thriving. They're eating the spiders that are falling off the
You just wait.
walls.
Next will be trout.
Trout.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
Next would be what?
The bears coming to eat them.
Well, they might.
They might.
If I leave the door open. Oh, boy. So, yeah, it's raining a lot. And it's not just Michigan. It's all across the country in the farm belt. And farmers aren't able to get in the field and plant crops. And
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second.
no.
Yeah. Why not?
I have a good friend of
I want
mine
to.
who's a farmer.
Is it on the... Oh, that's why you don't want to talk about it?
And he
I
is...
see.
No,
I see.
I'll
okay,
talk about
no,
it.
it's
And
fine. You can pander.
He said this week is the last week for him to even try to get corn in, and I don't even know if he'll be able to.
Yeah. So should the federal government jump in and give them money?
No.
Okay. That's all I wanted to talk about.
Oh, go ahead.
That's it. I was going to
Do you
ask
see
you
what's
that question
happening is
because
they're
our
trying
governor
to-
is asking for it.
Right, and the federal government's contemplating giving a disaster aid to farms all across the country.
Yep.
in a lot of states, and our governor, who's a socialist and Democrat, is very anxious to get federal money to subsidize farmers. Now, good for them, but I don't know that my friend would take it. My friend is the kind of guy that is somewhat very self-dependent and anti-government, and
he
probably wouldn't take it.
He understands the industry he's signed up to be part of.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes it rains, and
I'm not even sure he got any kind of insurance, crop insurance or not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I think he's like, well, I'm not even buying health insurance for my kids and family, and I'm losing those left and right with smallpox and everything else. Do you think I'm going to buy insurance for the crops?
Okay. Buying crop insurance yourself is different than it not going the way you want it to and the government giving you money.
Right. I understand that. And I didn't mean to say they're linked. I'm just saying that's the kind of guy he is. He wouldn't even buy insurance.
I wasn't asking so we could talk about him.
No, I know. He's a nice guy. I like him. I wish him all the best. He's a young farmer, and he's trying to do what's right for his family and everything else. He was raised in a farm. He bought his parents' farm. So he's recently back into it. They passed away. It's been very.
This is Brian's friend.
This is morning farm report with Brian,
and not just about farming, about a specific farmer that nobody knows.
Yeah, but all these farmers can relate to it.
We're not going to tell you who it is.
Oh, I would never do that, George. And
oh, great. Jeez, now he's getting phone calls. Shouldn't tell him it's George's farm over on Highway 47.
Yep, over there, just past the interstate. Anyways.
What's this button?
We got the trivia. Oh, what the hell? We got a call? Or was that an alarm?
No, it was a bell.
Was it George?
It was George calling.
We have a trivia question, of course, and we have our This Day in History coming up. You know what today is?
Yes.
It's Thursday.
That's right.
You know what National Day it is?
National Farmers Day?
No, that was last week. I have no idea.
No, I don't.
It's National, now get this, it's National American Eagle Day. Not bald eagle.
Nice.
American Eagle. I don't know what an American eagle is.
It's not as cool as the bald eagle.
National Eagle Day, observed each year on the 20th. The day is set aside to honor our national symbol, to raise awareness for protecting the bald eagle, assist in the recovery of their natural environments, and take part in educational outreach. It's both the national bird and the national animal of the United States, and appears on its seal. Do you know you can't possess any raptor feathers unless you have a special permit?
Uh-oh.
You cannot possess any non-game bird feathers without a collector's permit.
Well, it's not like the government ever goes after anybody for that.
They have. I knew an old man that had he had several hundred eggs that he'd collected since he was like 12, and they came in and confiscated all those eggs, and it's terrible. So when your little kid comes in with a blue jay feather and thinks it's cute, and you think it's cute, and they take it to school, let me tell you,
it's not that cool.
They'll bust your ass. But where I used to work, they used to do a lot of necropsies on dead animals, and so I got to see a lot of bald eagles being dissected. And what the hell was that?
Sorry.
You're just playing with the buttons.
No, that wasn't one of the effects. I pushed the wrong button. That was a mistake.
Do I smell electrical burning?
Yeah. I let the magic smoke out.
And so it died. They found it on the highway up in the northern part of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. And it had, Nate, probably 3 or 4 pounds of venison in its crop.
Oh, wow.
And the venison still smelled fresh. Yes, I smelled it. And they theorized that the eagle was eating a dead deer on the side of the road. Ate so much that it couldn't fly well, got spooked by a car, and flew up and hit a high wire and broke its neck.
I mean, I can relate, though. I often eat so much that I can't move.
I do, too. It sits heavy on my chest. What I'm saying that to get to this. So what did they do with the eagle?
Killed it?
No, it was already dead.
Oh, then I have no idea.
They determined the cause of death. You know what they do with the eagle?
Put it in a museum.
They ship it to a place in Wisconsin where it's distributed. It's distributed to Native American tribes.
Okay.
It's like a national repository for Native Americans because they can possess eagle feathers for their religious ceremonies and tribal ceremonies.
Wow.
Their claws are really big. Talons.
That's so
their talons
exciting.
are really big. Eagles are big birds.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're really trash birds. They're scavengers and carrion eaters. They just got better public relations than like turkey vultures do.
You know who also has good public relations are those blue herons.
Yeah, until the video came out of it eating a rabbit.
Destroying a rabbit.
Oh, my God.
Make your choice. What's better, cute little bunnies or giant birds?
You get the ancestors of dinosaurs eating a poor little mammal. Something visceral inside. You know, it just makes you go, oh, the horror.
Yeah.
That was pretty gruesome.
It was. Of course it was.
My goodness.
But, I mean,
ate it alive.
yeah.
Anyways. So National American Eagle Day. Trump announces he's going to run for a second term. Did that surprise you?
No, it didn't.
Surprised me a little bit. I
Did
didn't
it
think
really?
he would do it. Yeah.
You didn't think he would run or announce
No, I don't
it?
think he would.
I
mean,
knew he would.
He's
For
old.
Sure. Oh,
He's
not that old.
He's
in
73.
He's in good shape.
He just
though.
had a birthday a couple
What
of
is
days ago.
age?
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Right, and he's doing fine.
But what I thought he might like to enjoy his golden years. He did what he wanted to do. He became president of the United States.
No.
His father would be very proud of him, and he's done it. Now why not go live a private life again and make even more money on speaking tours? And
I don't. Do you think he'll
Play
ever
golf?
be able to to live a private life?
did he before?
Right.
I don't know that he did.
Nope.
Much.
Never did. That's why it's so ridiculous that people are trying to complain about him now. It's not. I mean, we've known him forever,
Right.
and I don't think.
Well,
he's
that's when
really...
he was a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
And when he liked black people, remember? You know, he spent a lot of time with black people.
That's right.
Got awards
Now
from
all of a
black
sudden
community.
all of a sudden he hates them.
He hates
That's
blacks,
weird.
and he hates everybody.
He was a billionaire that they made shows about him running his business and how rich he was and everything.
Mhm.
But now all of a sudden he is a terrible business person and
He's
can't handle money.
He's a turd.
What?
That's what they say. He's a turd.
An
Yeah.
orange turd.
All right. And by the way, if you have orange turd, I would go see the doctor. Take some pictures, email it to your doctor because they like that, and then get an appointment.
They like that.
No, I wasn't surprised.
You said you were.
That was for the show. Of course, he's going to run. Why wouldn't he? That kind of money.
He's old.
That kind of money he's bringing down, $400K a year.
The money he's donating back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Huh.
Weird.
All right. Well, let's
Actually,
see.
just based on that, I'm beginning to think he doesn't know how to manage money. Who would give that up?
Yeah, who would give that away? I mean, there's billionaires right now that are collecting Social Security.
Well,
I'm not. What did George Montgomery Burns say?
they deserve it.
I'm not so rich that I wouldn't trade it all for a little more. That's exactly right.
Yep.
Let's see. So how was your week other than trying to survive the rain?
Good.
It's really bad.
Good week.
Was it a good week?
Mm-hmm.
My week
pretty
wasn't
good week.
horrible.
I've
had worse weeks.
I went to Maryland. I don't think I told you that.
No, on business.
Yesterday.
Well, son of a gun. Did you get any crab cakes?
I got pizza.
Maryland pizza?
Maryland pizza.
Jeez. How is that different than like New Jersey pizza?
It's not.
Man,
And it's a little similar to Michigan pizza.
Yeah.
Good.
I want
It was good
crab
pizza.
cakes in Maryland, man.
No.
I had crab cakes, eggs Benedict, and instead of Canadian bacon on the eggs, they put a crab cake on it with hollandaise sauce.
Wow.
Oh. Delicious.
We had crab cakes when we went to Louisiana last week. Or
And yet,
whatever.
you know, I specifically asked you, if you remember, I have the emails, for you to bring me back what?
Baby alligator.
I wanted an alligator.
And I sent you a picture of the alligator I got for you.
I don't remember seeing the picture, but what happened to it?
I ate it.
You ate the alligator?
Yep.
I also asked for some kind of other souvenir. Did I get anything?
No.
I didn't even get a shirt.
We brought some beignets,
I didn't get whatever those are either.
right? So, sorry.
So you got nothing from Maryland either.
Why would I?
I don't know.
There's nothing spectacular about Maryland.
I thought there were crab cakes. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I know you did.
I'll never make that mistake again today.
Good. It's only taken 15 years.
I know it. Let's see. Trump is tweeting. Did you like this one? He got a lot of flack for this in the last couple of days.
He did for no reason.
And I'll read the tweet, and then we can talk. It says, next week, ICE will begin the process of removing the millions of illegal aliens who have illicitly found their way into the United States. They will be removed as fast as they come in.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
I don't, and then, of course, they're saying, well, that's ridiculous. It's a non-threat because, ICE doesn't have enough staff to remove millions of people.
Right.
Well, other than saying as soon as they come in, he didn't say when he was going to accomplish it.
Right. Yeah, the last part that they'll be removed as fast as they come in is ridiculous because they won't.
Right.
What this actually was about was there were like 2 million that had been slated. There was 1 million that had came in, gone to court. The court said you must leave for whatever reason, and they haven't left. Then there was another 1 million that absconded that had a court date but didn't show up to their court date. So they then, by default, need to be.
Tractor Supply.
What are you doing?
Always has the lowest price.
I'm getting a soundbite ready.
I have not cashed the check from Tractor Supply yet. I told
We
you
will.
we can't play their ad.
We will. Because we'll go to that. We'll skip one and go to that because it's talking about immigrations and things and concentration camps and stuff.
You have a way of interrupting me.
I know. I'm sorry. Continue.
I don't know what I was saying.
I know
now.
you.
I had to do some quick on the fly
Thingies.
thingies.
You're talking about removing illegal aliens as they come in. They can't do it. They don't have the staff.
Mm-hmm.
And people were outraged.
Yeah. But I think the millions he was talking about were people that have either gone to court and it's been decided by a court, fair,
I don't know if that's
balanced
true.
court, that they need to leave, or they had a court date and didn't show up to the court date.
Well, remember, there's a difference between asylum seekers, right, and illegal immigration,
Right.
Immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Of course.
So I don't know what the process is if you get caught coming across. You're not seeking asylum. You're just coming across to work or whatever, and you get caught. What the turnaround time is for that when they send you back?
I don't think it's very quick.
Yeah. And then there's the other thing of saying coming across and seeking asylum and stating that's a different process, I believe.
Yep.
And that's where you go to these detainment facilities until they process you and make decisions. So some they could, not as fast as they come in, but come in pretty quick. Anyways, I don't know what else.
Well, the problem is the ones that are coming in illegally aren't being caught at the border. So how can you process them as fast as they come in?
Right, that's a different thing. I mean, you're finding them after the fact.
Yeah.
But they're also catching some at the border.
So the ones we catch will remove? I mean, okay, fine.
I just say, what's the idea with a catapult? You just have a portable catapult behind a Humvee, and as soon as you catch them, you just throw them back over the border.
That's not nice.
That's not.
All right. What was your soundbite?
Well, this is AOC, right? Say who that is. Who's AOC?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
They're very good.
She's that senator or representative
House
from
of Representatives.
New York,
She's a
right?
congresswoman from New York. Dumb as a rock.
Oh, I don't know. She had a shirt on. We didn't know what the word meant.
We looked it up.
We did.
So who's the stupid one?
Right.
Yeah. It sounds like a made-up word, but we can talk about that.
I think it is a made-up word.
Her comments were basically comparing these detainment facilities and calling them concentration camps, and Trump is a fascist, and how come we say we'd never forget, but here we are, and think of all the Japanese, and I'm going to play the soundbite. Of course, the counter to that is that a lot of the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement agents donate a lot of their own time, stuff from their own home. They bring food. They bring toys. and other things for the kids. It's not even close to a concentration camp, but this is what she has to say. Sitting in her living room in her PJs.
Camps on our southern border. And that is exactly what they are. They are concentration camps.
I can't even stand her voice.
If that doesn't bother you, I don't.
She's waving her hands.
We can have, okay, whatever. I want to talk to the people that are concerned enough with humanity to say that we should not, that never again means something. And that the fact that concentration camps are now an institutionalized practice in the home of the free is extraordinarily disturbing.
What?
And we need to do something about it. This week, immigrant children were moved to the same internment camps where the Japanese were held.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true.
In the earlier 20th century, and
she doesn't
this
really know.
this is not even about a crisis for. This is not just about the immigrant communities being held in concentration camps being a crisis. This is a crisis for ourselves. This is a crisis on if America will remain America in its actual principles and values, or if we are losing to an authoritarian and fascist presidency. And so I think that is, I don't use those words lightly.
Sure you
I don't
do.
use those words
You just did.
to just throw bombs.
Yes, you just did.
I use that word because that is what an administration that creates concentration camps is.
You use the word because you don't know what it means.
A presidency that creates concentration camps is fascist. And it's very difficult to say that.
This is what organizing
What just happened?
looks like.
It goes to another video of her. That was
it,
That
huh?
was it.
That's interesting.
So she's comparing the detainment facilities for people that come into our country unlawfully to seek asylum, where we have to house them and feed them and take care of them, to concentration camps in Nazi Germany, where they rounded up their own citizens because of their religion, took them to labor camps, worked them either until they died or just exterminated them, and burned their bodies in ovens. Not even close. Same thing with Japanese internment camps after Pearl Harbor. A horrible thing that we did, but it wasn't a place where we took them to exterminate the Japanese or to annihilate them. The country was frightened, and they didn't know who they could trust. So for a few years, they took some of these Japanese families, and they also didn't trust the Germans either, but they didn't detain them. But that's a different story. But anyways, it's not the same.
It is not the same. That doesn't excuse it or make it okay. It wasn't.
The Japanese, no.
But it's not the same at all.
But I'm saying that these detainment facilities are not concentration camps. I mean, they are in the sense that you're concentrating people together.
Right.
But obviously not, because they're sending them all over different places.
But when somebody says concentration camp, what do you think of? You think of the Holocaust.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Which is your point. It turns out that this was a plan, at least as of 2 days ago, to move detained undocumented children to Fort Sill in Oklahoma, where an estimated 700 Japanese Americans were held following the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
So are those facilities still there and up and running?
Yes.
Well, that seems odd.
I don't know. They were using the facility because the facility's built. I think it's probably more of a museum now, and so you can go see.
It's a vacation you're going to.
The facility will serve as a temporary emergency influx shelter to accommodate the dramatic spike in unaccompanied minors. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that's.
Yeah,
I don't know what their facilities are there. mean, do they still have? Is electricity still on those buildings?
Prior to its use as a Japanese-American incarceration site, Fort Sill served as a prison camp for members of the Chirachua Apache tribe who were forcibly removed and exiled from their lands.
Again, very different than what's going on now. America has done some bad things and evil things.
Oh, here we go. Fort Sill is the site of multiple historical traumas, and this latest plan to incarcerate migrant children at the site is part of a much larger system of white supremacist violence.
Oh, dear. Probably someone in the Trump administration should have nixed this and said, we probably shouldn't do this.
And they may have. But on the other hand, we have a facility. If it's capable of handling this and we need it, why not?
I guess.
I think it's ridiculous to say that we're doing the same thing with children who illegally cross the border and have no parents with them, putting them in any place to keep them safe,
Right.
that's the same as rounding up American Japanese people and putting them in there. Or the same as rounding up Jews, making them work and killing them.
Right.
It's not.
She's really a dumb idiot, and I can't stand her voice, and I don't like her.
I can't find.
And I
if
hope
it's-
she doesn't get elected again, but sadly she probably will.
I think it was an accident the first time.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
I have a feeling that she might be like a Nancy Pelosi and be in for 50 years.
Oh, really?
That would be
Wow.
That would be bad.
Will she look as good as Nancy when she's 50 years
much
older?
better.
Okay.
Nancy was a nice-looking woman when she was in her 20s. So.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you think
probably.
she's headed right down the same path?
Exactly. She'll end up a millionaire just like Nancy.
Oh, then she'll be able to afford her
Apartment.
her D.C. apartment.
Yeah, maybe. So let's talk about her shirt. Remember what it said?
Yeah, it said
demarticulate or something.
no. It
or-
said rematriate
Yeah.
the land, and I didn't know what that was.
Nor
But
did
it's
I.
it's
I had a good guess.
Yeah, you did have a good guess,
It was
and
pretty close.
yep. It is the return to a spiritual way of life with respect for Mother Earth.
Yeah.
It's about taking the land and nature and returning it back to its original context.
Yeah.
Our motherly Earth.
Pre-Neanderthal.
I guess.
I guess.
And maybe even,
Yeah.
maybe even pre that.
Pre-hominids?
Pre everything.
No. Oh.
Pre Earth.
Ooh. That wouldn't be good.
Right before the Big Bang.
All right. I was gonna say,
What?
I,
You remember those times, Brian?
good times. Had a lot of time. Good times.
We
Before the
need to
Big
take
Bang.
a
Is that
break
your
soon.
foot?
But yeah, it's my foot. It's been my foot for 3 weeks.
I love it. You want to take a break?
Uh,
I think we should. I can
We
do
can.
I can do a trivia question. You know,
I'm
this
gonna-
one sounds familiar. I may have said this one a few years ago, but you know.
oh, you have a trivia question.
I have
Good.
a trivia question.
I hope it's about a president because
It's
you do
not.
presidential questions. That's what you do.
No, I know I do. So you want to look
No,
one up?
I'm
You
not
can.
doing
But
it. Nope.
so this is a space question, space technology. That's about the space program in
Okay.
particular.
Space Force.
So it's a two-part question because you get extra credit.
Fisher
But
Space Pen.
what? Dang it! Built by Fisher. What was the name of the first space shuttle to go into space? And for extra credit, what was the day and the year?
Yes, that was my foot.
I know.
What was the question?
I'm aware.
What was the question again?
What was the name of the first space shuttle to go into space?
Okay.
And what month, day, and year
All right.
did it make its Virgin voyage?
Now I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you I don't actually know how to transition to our ads on
Ooh,
this. So
you gonna try
it's
it?
going to be a test.
So bear with us
And we may want to be careful what we say during the break because I don't know.
if it cuts us out.
Right. So we'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from
But I don't hear any of
White
the ads either.
13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
You know advertising works, and as you listen to this right now, so are others. Advertising on the internet is a proven way to get your message out there. So if you have a business or some message you want to get out, why not advertise on At Odds? Our rates are reasonable, and we can create and record an ad for you at no charge. If you already have a 15, 30, or 60-second audio ad, we can play it on our show. At Odds can be heard on Red State Talk Radio, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can mail us at talk@atoddshow.com, and we can discuss and personalize an ad campaign for you today.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds. The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
And we know you do.
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed.
Have a good day.
Whoa, okay. Have a good day then, I guess.
Charles
I don't know how
Manson
to
having
stop
a good
this.
day.
There we go. Okay. Well, hopefully that went well, and hopefully you didn't hear our conversation because it wasn't appropriate for human
Younger viewers
consumption.
or anybody. What was the name of the first space shuttle to go into space? We had some guesses. So you want to name a couple or say a couple of guesses?
We had some guesses. I think the best guess was Sputnik in 1968, 67, or 66.
Yeah.
Then we had another guess of Saskatchewan. I don't remember that shuttle. Apollo was a guess, 1945. And then SpaceX. That wasn't it. We didn't have a lot of guesses on this one.
Not even close.
I guess it was a miss on
All
your
of them
part.
are horrible guesses. All you people out there should be oh no. We thank you for listening. Listen to the show, watching it. All great guesses. All right, so I'll start with this. The day was April 12th, 1981.
1981. Holy cow!
And the name of the first space shuttle was Columbia.
Mm-hmm. How'd it go?
It went well. A few years later, not so well.
Has it landed?
It is. It's well, I don't know if it's in the bottom of the ocean now. Pieces. Was that the one of them that blew up?
Yeah, I thought so.
I think so too. But that was a few years later. All right, this day in history. You'll like this because I know you love presidential history, and I know you love Democrats, and I know you love Jimmy Carter.
The best.
President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind Carter climb to the White House roof.
Okay.
To have sex. No, to celebrate the installation of solar energy panels that were put there on this day in 1979.
Wow.
Carter presided over a nation still suffering from the
Wow.
fallout of the energy crisis by OPEC and oil embargo. Carter, a proponent of alternate and sustainable energy sources, put into practice what he preached and had a $28,000, in today's dollars, that's $113,000, solar heating system installed on the roof, 32 photovoltaic panels that generated enough energy to provide hot water for the entire White House. Hot water.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
Now, I like this. Carter also installed a wood-burning stove going back to 1851. A clean-burning, wood-burning stove installed in the drafty White House residential quarters, because I guess he got chilly at night.
Because it was drafty in there.
But your favorite president in 1986,
Barack Obama?
Ronald Reagan, had the solar panels removed.
You know,
We don't need this crap. He literally said that. He not literally, but he put it in a storage and said that during my presidency, we won't have any energy crisis. You don't have to worry about that solar stuff.
And we didn't.
Greenpeace and Unity College in Maine asked to have the solar panels after they were taken down. Greenpeace's request, I don't know why, was denied. They wanted it to use it to heat water for homeless shelters. But in 1992, Unity College of Maine installed them to generate hot water in the student dining hall. They lasted until 2004 and 2008. Unity College kept one of the panels for historical significance and donated another to the Smithsonian and sold the rest.
Wow. How much did it cost originally?
$28,000. $113,000
to heat
in
some
today's.
water. You know how long you have to run a water heater?
It was not the cost that was important, Nate. It was the fact that we didn't have to use oil and pollute the planet. You remember people saying Jimmy Carter was a nuclear engineer in the Navy? That's not true. He did go to Annapolis, and he was a career Navy officer. But he was on the accelerated program, and I think graduated in 3 years because it was during the Second World War.
You said 28,000. This isn't fair, but I'm doing it anyway. 20. So, well, yeah, that was in when 70 something.
79. So figure 78 when they paid for it.
But yeah, never mind. It's going to be too complicated. Now it costs an average of $781 a year to run a water heater for a house. So not quite like a homeless shelter, but $1,000 a year. It'd take you 28 years to pay for those things to heat some water.
I think it was more symbolic than anything.
Jimmy Carter's a jerk.
Oh, that poor guy. He was out turkey hunting and he, broke a leg or something.
And Ronald Reagan's not my favorite president anymore.
I thought he was.
He was. He's not anymore.
Is it Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Should we move on?
And that was only my favorite president that's been president in recent history.
What's your all-time favorite president? Who?
Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, yeah. That's that's brilliant.
I think
I knew it.
I think maybe George Washington.
Sure. Yeah.
Just because, because he couldn't tell a lie.
I see.
And the cherry tree and all that.
Yeah. The Delaware.
And he got lucky.
Didn't he throw $1 across the Potomac?
I don't know what he did.
I think so.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's a legend, I think.
He's got the arm.
Which was tough because it was a paper dollar.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You have to fold it into a paper airplane and hope the wind current's just right.
Exactly. All right, so Iran. And then
Why didn't you walk?
Are we going to go to war?
No, we're not. Because we've been here before.
First the ships, now a drone?
Yeah, okay, but
$180 million drone, Nate.
Have you seen it?
It's a beautiful
gigantic.
Drone.
Well, not anymore.
No, it's in the bottom of this.
It used to be.
Gulf of
Did the Navy
whatever.
find it yet? Because they were looking for it.
I know they were looking. I haven't heard. $180 million for those things.
Where are they looking?
Well, I think they're looking in the middle of Iran.
Yeah.
Because the Iranians said they were in our airspace.
There's no water around here.
And we're saying that we were in international airspace. But we were spying on Iran. I mean, that's obvious. But I like this quote by General Salami. Is that right? Is that how you say it? You see his name? General Salami. Probably a salam, but it's
no, that's what it looks like.
General Salami. He's the commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. And he said, what did he say? Shooting down the American spy drone had a clear, decisive, firm, and accurate message. The message is that the guardians of the borders of Islamic Iran will decisively respond to the violation of any stranger to this land. The only solution for the enemies is to respect the territorial integrity and national interests of Iran. We do not intend to engage in war with any country, but we are completely ready for war. Today's incident is a clear sign of this accurate message. Now,
well,
I'm assuming that he spoke it, and that might be a translation. He might
I'm
have
guessing.
spoken.
So, in what?
What
do they speak?
Urdu?
It might be.
Arabic. They speak Arabic.
But, so shooting down a drone, an unmanned aircraft, that's not really a sign that you're ready for war with the United States of America.
$180 million. You know what I could do with $180 million?
No, but
I could buy a drone.
You could buy a drone. What I'm saying is they shot it down, I guess. Right. But that doesn't really prove to me that they're ready for a war with us. Right?
No,
I think there's a little like.
Well, see what? Wait a minute.
He said he's ready.
That's what. But you're
said he's ready.
They said they are ready for war.
I heard.
So you have to take Salami at his word.
Yeah.
Now, if it were, let's say it was Lieutenant Colonel Pepperoni, you might not.
Well, he's a colonel. He's a colonel in the Italian army.
Right. You might not believe.
Very
him.
different.
Yeah.
But
General Salami, you best believe.
This is terrible.
we're going to
Did
hell.
you misspell it?
No, that's a cut and paste. Anyways, so one of the questions is, how close are we to war? And
not.
No, I don't think we are either. But I'm going to read this. This is based on Trump administration statements on past U.S. policy in this regard. America might choose to go to war for 3 reasons. Iran gets close to obtaining a nuclear weapon. 2, the U.S. decides to overthrow the regime. Or Iran launches a massive attack on Americans, requiring an even bigger response in return.
Here's the problem I have is what we're saying war. What does that mean?
Well, that's the other thing.
Because what I think is likely, or is most possible anyway, to happen is that we decide to say, oh, you sent us a clear message, here's a clear message for you, and we drop a bomb or two on the area where they shot the drone down from, whatever base or weapon or whatever that is.
Where they think they're doing research on nuclear weapons.
Well, I don't think maybe, but
there?
I don't think we'll conflate those two issues because this is about them shooting down the drone.
Maybe just drop some bombs like on some mosques and some hospitals.
That's my point. If we were going to war, if it was war, we would do that.
No, we wouldn't.
Sure, we would.
No, not hospitals and mosques. No,
sure,
you would go after military targets.
Well, we miss.
Oh.
It happens all the time. I mean,
it shouldn't happen very much. Oh, damn it!
It does.
Closed out my thingy.
But my point is, what might happen is we destroy,
something,
a military base or some weaponry or something,
communications thing or something,
right?
Yeah.
Something that we think was related
what if we do
to
another
shooting down
cyber
the
attack
drone?
like we did before?
Cyber? Did they have cyber things?
They do have cyber things there.
Okay, so that we could do that. But I don't think we're going to war.
I don't think so either.
Trump said it was a very, very, very bad mistake that you made there, Iran. And then said, but I think maybe it was unintentional.
Yeah, well.
And what he meant by unintentional was that there was some, like maybe General Salami, who got a little overzealous and said, shoot it down.
Right.
And then
made a rash
and then
decision.
the rest of the country went, "Oh no!
Oh crap!
Why did you do that?"
They said it in Arabic, but
because
oh crap!
They're not going to win a war.
No, it's posturing at this point, and what's the best thing to shoot down where you don't kill any Americans?
Exactly. Exactly. Although they did supposedly, allegedly, innocent until proven guilty, blow up that oil tanker.
Yeah, we're still not positive on that either.
But I think isn't the U.S. exporting oil now? And isn't that
we're not importing as much as we did.
Yeah, and that's hurting them, right?
The other thing though is they could be giving aid, and I'm sure they are to ISIS and Al Qaeda and all those things in the Middle East that are fighting American soldiers.
Sure. But
I think they've been doing that all along.
We've been through this with North Korea a little bit, where they clearly aren't capable of
that'd be
defending
something.
themselves.
What if North Korea had shot down the drone with their slingshots? Because I don't think they could.
I mean, if the drone gets close enough, I guess.
Wow.
The other thing that I kind of have an issue with here, I am not the first person to jump on board with what the U.S. government says, right? But there are so many people immediately jumping on board with what the Iranian government says. Well, they said it was in their airspace, which means that must be true, and Trump is lying. I mean, we've gone so far. We've gone so far that we're going to trust what Iran says over our own government.
Well, it's because they don't like
Trump. I think right. That's exactly what
the
it
Iranians
is.
sort of fits what they want to say.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
In my mind, I think they're equally trustworthy.
Oh boy, your favorite president, huh? All right, so you have something here. I heard a little about this. I'm not up on it exactly.
Oh,
but,
me either. This is all the information I have.
Okay, but
so
these are two justices that said something.
Yep, there was a Supreme Court case, and it was related to the double jeopardy issue, where if you're tried for a crime,
let's say murder.
You're tried for a specific murder, and that trial goes all the way through. You can't be charged for that same crime again.
Right.
But there's kind of a loophole-ish thing where if the federal government prosecutes you for a crime, the states can also come through and prosecute you for the same crime under state law.
Yeah.
Which feels a little bit like double jeopardy.
Sure does. It's getting 2 bites of an apple.
The sad thing is 7-9 or 7-2, the Supreme Court ruled that that's fine.
Yeah.
The federal government can prosecute you, and then the state can for the same crime again. 2 justices, only 2, and you wouldn't expect them to agree on much, but that was Neil Gorsuch and Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Now, I thought she was dead.
Nah. She's a robot.
Her cyborg, yeah.
Or a lizard person or something. They're the only 2 that dissented and said, this is ridiculous. This isn't what the Constitution doesn't say that this is an exception, right? And it's completely unconstitutional to try somebody for 2 different crimes. So, unfortunately, the opinion of 2 justices doesn't mean much when 7 disagree, but it's where we are. So, don't commit crimes.
Well, if you're going to commit crimes, commit them in other countries, so you don't face double jeopardy.
Like Iran.
Yeah, over there
they don't have a problem with double jeopardy.
No, they'll just cut your head off.
Because you can't be prosecuted the second time.
No, you won't be, because you won't be around. They might kill your children and wife.
Is Iran that bad?
I don't know.
Didn't we get rid of Saddam Hussein? Didn't that solve all the problems in that region?
Iraq.
Yeah, but it was all like...
Oh, yeah, but...
No,
I
mean, the whole region. I thought he was the problem.
Iran used to be a beacon of...
And then it was bin Laden. Got rid of him.
Progressiveness
Who's
and
next
wonderful
now?
stuff. And then 75 or whenever it was.
We brought freedom.
The Ayatollah took over, and it's been downhill ever since. All right, well, let's skip that one. Do you see my little cursor there? Let's go here.
Why? That's such a good one.
That's a good one. That's evergreen. We can talk about that anytime.
It is, and it's very philosophical.
Right. So
we got like 5 minutes. So
a not so mass shooting in Dallas. What's that about, Nate? What do you mean by a not so mass shooting?
There was not a mass number of people shot in Dallas.
How many people were shot?
1.
And who was that?
The bad guy.
The shooter.
Yeah.
Did he shoot himself? No.
Allegedly, no, he didn't. So, Yeah, and I'm sure you've heard the story. This is the supposed ex-infantry guy that showed up at the federal court building, fired a bunch of rounds into the door and wherever else, and then went to the parking lot and got shot.
Well, he was on the side of the well, yeah, they were shooting as he was running across, and I don't know when he got hit. There was a video that someone took from a building, like 10 stories high or something, that showed him being shot at and hit. I don't know exactly when he got hit, but he just was like hunting deer. They run about 100 yards and then drop.
Yeah.
And he dropped in a parking lot.
Yeah. I think it was a statement from the police that said he ran for 12 seconds after being hit.
Yeah,
Which,
maybe.
That's a long time.
Yeah, maybe 12, but definitely enough to go 50, 60 yards.
I mean, there's a lot of things here. One, awesome. He was clearly a bad guy with a gun.
Yep.
Some good guy with a gun took him out.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well, the police took him out.
In context, it was a good guy with a gun.
Yeah, it wasn't a... Well, okay. I'll give you that. All right.
But real quickly, the pro-gun group was saying, well, see, this is why gun-free zones don't work, because if this had been a gun-free zone, then it wouldn't have happened. He could have killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But it's not a good argument for that, because it's the police. The people that the anti-guns say are the only ones that should have guns
are the police.
That's the
to
the
do
police
this exact
are the,
same thing.
Exactly. The police are the ones that took him out.
And they should
so
be
it's
the
not
only
a good
ones that-
argument.
right.
I don't think it's really a good argument for. It's a good argument for you being able to make your own choice, because the camera guy from
photographer.
whatever, camera guy, photographer that got like the now infamous shot,
Sure, yeah,
or famous, I guess.
Either one.
The viral photo
Yeah.
of this guy,
Very popular.
Very popular.
Coming
If
around the
instead of having a camera, if he had a gun,
But here's the thing, Nate.
could have ended it much quicker.
Right, but here's the thing. That cameraman was going into a federal building to cover a trial.
Yeah.
He, by law, would not be able to be armed.
I
So
know.
that would have been a gun-free zone. And had he been shot, an argument could be made that he wasn't
Yes.
allowed to be armed because
Agreed.
of that. Whether he was a gun guy or not, I have no idea. I doubt he was.
I doubt he was, because he said he
But-
saw the nozzle of the gun.
Yeah, the nozzle.
The nozzle. Yeah.
I think he meant the muzzle, didn't he?
No, I think he meant nozzle.
Okay, the nozzle on the
Like
on
you
the-
know, like a hose.
He thought it was a squirt
Like a-
gun. God, those squirt guns are getting real.
I don't think he thought it was a squirt gun.
No, I don't think he did
I
either.
don't think he
Especially
did at
heard
all.
shots beforehand.
Yeah, but I think that's the best argument for against gun-free zones, is that this guy potentially could have been armed and could have ended it much quicker.
Yeah, and could have been very dead because of the gun-free zone.
Yep.
So
Yeah, because the gunman got real close to him.
yeah,
I mean, he was like hiding around the corner.
You know, I heard the camera's interviewer. They interviewed him just before the show, and he said that he got within 50 yards. It may have been where the picture was taken, but if you look at the video, he's within 10 yards.
Yeah,
of him.
real close. Real close.
And he was hiding behind an enclave on the outside of the building, and you could see some of the good guys where the rounds almost hit the cameraman as the bricks were being powdered.
Well, that's
and
that's
busting
the
above his
extensive
head.
training of the police.
Well, yeah, I get it. I mean, I can't say anything because I wasn't there and put in that high stressful situation.
No, but it what it does is it sheds some light on the whole. Well, the police have all this training, and so you can't carry a gun because you'll hurt innocent people.
Yeah, and they almost killed the cameraman.
Come on, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many people caught that, but they were rounds bouncing off the wall just above his head.
Jeez.
And they weren't coming from the shooter.
You know, I think there was opportunity for him to get a few more action shots, though. I mean, especially being that close.
I think he's just a coward.
Okay, well, I was took it a little too far there,
Wow,
but
did
that's
I?
fine.
Yeah. I mean, listen, does he want a career, or and get a Pulitzer Prize? You know?
He may,
or he probably will for that.
I
you know?
think pretty good shot. But there's a lot of people questioning whether was that guy really an infantryman, because like his boots aren't tied and he's got like all sorts of. He's not using the sling on the rifle.
He was only in though for. I mean, I don't less than a year and a half.
Oh, and here's the other thing: all infantrymen are not good. So
Right.
there's some bad ones
But
that don't
say
know what
that
the hell they're
to
doing.
them. We know some infantrymen.
Those are all good ones. The best.
Okay, and if you're listening, you know who you are.
Yeah. All right. We're out of time, though.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But I don't want to end abruptly because
I
see you
know
next
people
week.
Like bye-bye.